But there's also something that popped off about the Lions. I will qualify this when we go in. I am a Penei Sewell simp.
So am I.
A simp.
He's my favorite player on the team by far.
Mine too.
Yeah.
No debate. No debate for me. And I would say it is on Brad Holmes' level. Dare I say more?
Yeah.
It goes back and forth. I will say this. Like and the reason is simple. Penei Sewell, I think, was the one that led the charge for this change in the Lions organization. You've heard me talk about this before. He shows up on the scene. Nick Bosa gets up in his face, and he ain't having it. Aaron Donald gets up in his face, and he ain't having it. And for far too long, we were always, we're always the bitch organization. Always. And I was starved for the day. And Ndamukong Suh was the last one.
Sure.
That said, you're not playing with me. You do what you want, but you ain't playing with me. And that's the vibe I get from Penei Sewell. The rankings came out, right, Spenmo?
Yeah, per PFF.
Per Pro Football Focus. Top 25 offensive tackles under the age of 25. Tristan Wirfs at 1, Rashawn Slater 2, Andrew Thomas 3, Penei Sewell 4, and who else do we have on that?
Christian Darrisaw.
That's right. So it got to me where I don't want to say this triggered me, but it triggered me a little bit because, number one, I believe this to be, and look, I work in fact. I know that. The following, however, is an opinion, but I do believe that it is shared by a lot. The NFL Hall of Fame committee should start making Penei Sewell's gold jacket now because cost of materials are only going to go up. It's only going to get more expensive. He's going into the Hall of Fame. Period. End of story. He is a Hall of Famer loading. Flannel. I will go so far as to say not only was he underranked in the tackles under 25, I would say he's in the conversation of one of the best tackles in the game. In the game, Flannel. Well, and look, we talk about he made Jamal Williams have a career year.
He helped.
He's walking into the end zone. Penei Sewell's at the top of the L in Lions in the end zone from the 1 yard line, taking his guy and pushing him that way.
Yeah, that way.
Into the end zone, 6 yards deep. This guy's a monster. And look, I know how this works. You don't get the shine until you start winning. And the Lions are the story, and they're not going to get that run yet. But Penei Sewell's a monster, Flannel. A monster.
He certainly is a monster, and I agree with a lot of what you said. Although, to be fair, I think if you're Tristan Wirfs, Rashawn Slater, Andrew Thomas, or Christian Darrisaw, you could also have that conversation that they are going to be Hall of Famers someday. And when lists like that come out, I know you're a Penei Sewell simp, Neil. I know you are too, Spencer. I know we all are, and we all love what he's done. But I don't just fall for the whole, why are they disrespecting us? I think to myself, why is he ranked that way? So I dug into it a little bit. So per PFF, when you were ranking all of these players, what they did in their last healthy season, I grade Rashawn Slater for 2021 because he only played 3 games in 2022.
Oh, yeah.
Christian Darrisaw was the highest rated out of all of them. Penei Sewell was 5th. Those are just the PFF numbers. When it comes to pass blocking, Tristan Wirfs was number 1. Penei Sewell, 5. When it comes to run blocking, Christian Darrisaw 1, Penei Sewell 2, which is very, very good. Obviously, Penei Sewell is great, but I'm not really in my feelings about him not being ranked number 1 on this list. And oh, by the way, Tristan Wirfs has made a first-team All-Pro and a second-team All-Pro. Rashawn Slater has made a second-team All-Pro. Andrew Thomas has made a second-team All-Pro. Penei Sewell has not, neither has Christian Darrisaw, but Christian Darrisaw was the highest rated tackle on this list last year. So to me, Penei Sewell has been great, but so have all of these players.
None of those other players have to turn around a franchise.
Okay,
none of them have to turn around a franchise. Flannel, you can dismiss that all you want, dude. Look at him play. Look at him play and tell me before he got here until he got here. And tell me the difference, Flannel. Just give that look on the camera. You can't deny it. You
Okay.
can't deny. He's dealing with more than any of those guys had to deal with.
I am not denying that, but he also had Frank Ragnow, Jonah Jackson, Taylor Decker on his line. He made a very good offensive line elite, and he did that. But all this idea that Penei Sewell is basically Orlando Pace and prime
He
Trent
is.
Williams. No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Get the fuck out of here.
Because he does. Because he doesn't play the position.
You have no objectivity to that. You're a simp.
Decker's playing the glory position right now.
Oh, my God.
He's playing the glory position.
Oh.
When Penei Sewell slides over there and does it, and look, by the way, too, like Alex Haggerty says, Sewell hasn't given up a sack to Bosa, Donald, Parsons. That's pretty damn
Wonderful.
good.
Amazing.
And it will
Great.
only continue.
Great.
It will only continue.
All right, but are you saying that? But if I told you that Rashawn Slater, Tristan Wirfs, Andrew Thomas, and Christian Darrisaw should get their gold jackets loaded, you'd be like, "Oh my God, you're
Well,
crazy."
you do. You know, after playing 3 games in a season,
Yeah, but Rashawn Slater was an All-Pro
after
in his
playing
rookie
3
year.
games in a season,
Okay, but in 2021,
so
he
it's
was
fair
an
to have
All-Pro.
questions in.
That is fair.
Okay.
That's fair.
You know who there are no questions about?
There's a, I mean,
What
the fact that he's-
question? What question?
That he's ranked
What,
5th
can he
among these
play?
5 players.
Can he play? Is that
he
the
can
question?
Play. He's great. He's amazing. I've never denied that. But so are all these other guys.
Well, yeah,
the list is interchangeable.
again,
is what
like
I'm
Data
saying.
Davis. In a season where they play more than 3 games,
Anthony
they've been
Davis
great.
is a hell of a better NBA player than Penei Sewell is NFL player, and that is not.
Oh,
debatable. Oh, are you
please.
kidding me?
Please.
Oh, stop it.
Please.
Oh my God, you guys are insane. That the Penei Sewell love and the Neil propaganda has broken your guys' brains, broken your brain, broken
flannel.
everybody's brain.
Penei Sewell will never show up in shorts and a sweater at a game. Never. Never will he do that.
That's true.
Even if he is hurt and doesn't play, he won't show up looking like this. That right there makes him better.
Oh, stop it. That's the argument
Flannel,
you guys go to
look
when you don't
at
have
that.
one. I get it. That was bad. But it's what he did when he was hurt. I don't give a shit what you wear on the sidelines when you're hurt. It's a bad look. That is a bad fashion choice, but that shouldn't. People have used that to disqualify his whole career. And for the record, I know a lot of people are going to say, Sam hates Penei Sewell. I don't. He's phenomenal. My point is that this list is more interchangeable than you guys might think. I have no outrage whatsoever that he's not ranked number 1. 0. He absolutely deserves to be top 5, maybe top 3. I wouldn't even be that mad if he was number 1. But this idea that you
Wait till
guys
he
are
moves to
outraged.
left tackle.
Okay.
Wait till he moves to left tackle.
And I hope he does become that gold jacket guy because his success.
He's in the
success.
process right now.
Okay, so are all these other guys.
He is absolutely in the process. Steve Wild says, Sam, quit pouting like a baby. Do you feel as though you're pouting like a baby?
I'm not pouting.
I don't think he's pouting.
I'm just giving a few numbers. That,
Jack Harrington, why are you mad about the Lakers, Sam? Is your anger about the Lakers permeating into other stuff that we talk about?
No. That's. I mean, I'm not happy about the Lakers, but I can do this thing called compartmentalizing. I do it every single day. I'm just saying that the Lions and Penei Sewell fans should not cry, "Help me, I'm poor," because he's not ranked number 1 on this list. He's on the list. He's phenomenal. He's going to be a multi-time Pro Bowler, probably an All-Pro.
Woodward
But so
Sports,
are these other guys.
WoodwardSports.com chat poll. It's Penei Sewell, a top 3 offensive tackle in the NFL. 77% of you say yes.
You guys have lost your goddamn minds.
6% say no.
Neil's a propagandist. That's all he is.
Am
He's
I?
not a top 3
I don't
offensive.
think he's a top 3 tackle in the
That's
NFL
thank
yet.
you, Spenny.
Maybe right tackle.
Sure.
And that's what
Sure.
the minute Lane Johnson retires, I think Penei Sewell's got first team All Pro on lock if he stays at right tackle.
But he won't,
Yeah,
though.
Rashawn Slater, he's going to be battling him, but no, I mean, and that's the thing. I'm not a hater, but the top 3 offensive tackle in the NFL, you guys are crazy.
I think we're on to something here because Giovanni Mosheri says when you start the show with a flannel Lakers roast, he's going to be on edge all day, even with Penei Sewell. So this isn't me. This is coming in real time right now.
I'm just saying. I'm just trying to add a little bit of objectivity, which, to be fair, Neil, you already said you don't have. You don't have objectivity when it comes to Penei Sewell. What he is one of the best young tackles in the NFL. He's not the best, and he's certainly not top 3 in total offensive tackles. You're high if you think that right now.
Okay.
Brandon Katz actually made a good point in the Woodward Sports chat. I'm not going to lie. He said Penei Sewell is a tier below Trent Williams and Lane Johnson. He's but he's clearly a tier below them, which... Yeah,
Well, yeah,
I mean,
everybody knows
those
Well,
are the
yeah,
2
Lane
best
Johnson's
tackles.
the best tackle in the
Yeah,
game.
Trent Williams and Lane Johnson are the best tackles in the
Yeah,
NFL. Penei Sewell's not there yet, but he's still young.
He's going to be sooner than he's not going to be.
He will. Yeah, he will be there.
And again, I just go by the little things, right? Every time they have the ball at the 1 yard line and it's a rushing touchdown, Penei Sewell is 6 yards into the end zone. Keep an eye on it this year.
Fair.
Keep an eye on it. Every goal line situation. And you watch Penei Sewell. And I don't see, all your guys you're talking about, Where are their 3rd and 7 completions? And I know you're I know that you're pre-programmed because you hate Tom Kennedy and TK85, who basically won the game in New York, even though you give them no credit whatsoever.
Daniel Jones having
basically won the game in New York with big 3rd down conversion catches. I understand.
I'd say the defense absolutely dismantling Saquon Barkley won that game for the Lions.
Well, Tom Kennedy, 3rd down conversions, though. We'll never know.
Yeah,
if we would only know if Tom Kennedy didn't. Hey, Tom Kennedy.
You know what? Your argument has more validity if you're talking about the Bears game, because Tom Kennedy did make probably the biggest catch of the game. And I will admit
Man, he's been a big part of a couple games last year.
All 8 catches. Man, I wish I could get that much love for being that mediocre at my job, although some people might say that I am, but we're not going to
I was going to say. Your check clears, doesn't it?
Yeah, my check clears.
Yeah, absolutely.